this lesson, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress on your local PC. Without much ado, let's jump straight into action. But let me give you some bonus idea. Before we do that, I'll show you how to download WordPress, and then we can install it on our local PC. So I'm going to go to wordpress.com, wordpress.org, sorry, not .com.org, and we are going to download our WordPress and run it locally on our PC. So I'm going to move straight down here and then click on Get WordPress. So I'll click on Get WordPress. So let's wait for it to download, and then I'll go down and then download WordPress 4.6. That means that's the latest version. So I'm currently downloading my WordPress. So let's wait for some time for our download to be complete. So my WordPress has been successfully downloaded. I'm going to open this in the download folder, and then I'm first going to extract this. So I'll right click and then I'm going to use the extract to WordPress. So I want to extract this file into the same folder. Okay, so let's go ahead and then do the extraction. Remember, we are using WordPress, and WordPress is having PHP within it, and we have to make sure that we have a WAMP, that's a local server running on our PC in order to run WordPress. So in this case, I'm using a WAMP server, and it's already set online, it's already run. You can see all services run. I'm going to use WAMP server for the purpose of this lesson. You can also use XAMPP as well. I have to prepare, but for you to get more insight about how to use WAMP, just subscribe to this channel. I'll prepare a video on that. Okay, so let's go ahead and then visit to our download folder. So I have WordPress extracted here successfully. Okay, so I have my WordPress, and all I need is to copy this folder and then send it to my drive C. Within my drive C, I have my WAMP folder, and then I have to put in WordPress. I have to copy WordPress directly to the www folder. So I'm going to paste my WordPress file over here. Okay, so I now have my WordPress file. I'm trying to copy it into for that to be complete. Okay, so our file is now located. For us to be able to, okay, so we've downloaded our WordPress file. Let me go over it again. Before you download WordPress, make sure you go to wordpress.org. You have a button where you have to click on get WordPress. So you download WordPress from wordpress.org. Once you are done downloading, you have to first extract it onto your drive C. That's your WAMP server. Assuming you are using XAMPP, you go through the same procedure, and they equally do the same thing. So now that I have my WAMP running, I can easily access my local server by typing localhost. So this means my WAMP is running, and I want to first create a database. Remember, every website, or most majority of dynamic websites, run on what? Database, where we can save some files and then retrieve them later. So in this case, I want to access my PHP admin. We need to create a database in order to install our WordPress. So I'm going to go ahead and click on my PHP admin. So let me just allow this to load. As a first timer, if you install WordPress and then you want to access the admin, to request for, you want to access the PHP admin, to request for username and password. The username is root with no password. So just go ahead and then click on enter root username, click on go, and this will grant you access. Okay, so we are now in PHP admin. We need to create a database. This is a database we are going to use to run or install our WordPress on our local PC. I'm just going to new, click on new, and then just type in the database name. Remember, you need to keep this name because this is what you are going to use to create, to install your WordPress. So let me see WordPress. I want to use a name that is easily remember, WordPress, and I'm just going to create. Just leave every other thing the same. So the name of our WordPress, or the name of our database is WordPress. Let's go ahead, type localhost in a different tab again. So this time you notice that our WordPress is located. You can see under project, you can see WordPress. So in order to access this WordPress folder, you have to go to localhost/WordPress. As easy, then hit enter, and let's see what it goes. Okay, so you can see the screenshot, or you can see what is at the display right now. It's asking for database name, database user, and a password, database host, table prefix. If you want to run more than one WordPress in a single database. So in this case, we are running just one WordPress. In our subsequent lesson, we are going to learn how to run different WordPress in a single database. But in this case, let's go ahead and click on let's go. We are trying to run this locally. So you notice by default it's just coincident that I created a WordPress, the database using WordPress. But assuming you use a different name as your database name, you have to put that name over here. In this case, our username is root. You notice that we log in with root for our database, and then there is no password. So I'll clear this from here and leave other things the way it is. Don't change anything. So the database name, which coincidentally I use WordPress as my database name, and then the password is username is root, and we have no problem. So let's try and submit this if everything is successful. Okay, say alright Sparky, you have made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. If you are ready, time now to what? Let's go. Let's install this. So you notice that we've successfully, so let's say the site you want to create is what? Let's see, let's just give in a name. So let's say try, let's say this, remember this username you're going to type over is what you need to, what you use to log into the back end of your WordPress site. So let me just type in the, so I'm just going to call this admin, and then I'll set my own password. So let me say 1234 for my local day. So I have to confirm with password. For now, okay, let's just use any email for this. Okay, let's have several emails. So let me just use my email and then click on install. So I'm trying to install this. Well, let's see how this is going to be. Okay, so our WordPress installation is now successful. WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. So we can log in now. You notice we created a username and password. So the password we use, I use a username of what? Admin, and then a password of 123. Let me type that, and then I'll just click on login. So we are now going to log into the back end of our WordPress. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and I hope you really enjoy it. And our subsequent lessons or the tutorial after this will be how to, the first thing you need to do after installing WordPress. What do you need to do, and how to set up your first web page in WordPress.